This is Club 501, brought to you by William Hill, hosted by me, Wayne Mardle. Now, I'm going to be talking to stars of sports and entertainment, just having a general chit chat and having fun. If you would like to be an honorary member, please like and subscribe.
I got awarded the Golden Boot in 2012, which is best player in the world.
Yes.
But I wasn't.
Why?
I just wasn't. I just
Say
wasn't.
you were. I never had the pleasure of meeting Rob. What was he like?
This is your marathon. Are we going to come second on your marathon to the guy that keeps passing us? The only disappointment on that day was that England went in the final.
I touched your tricep earlier. It was like... I'm assuming you went for a couple of quid and good luck to you. You can smile, don't worry about it. We all know. I have today, I'm a bit like this, to be fair, and I don't mean to embarrass you. Kevin Sinfield, rugby league, when I say legend, that absolutely kind of underplays it. Leeds Rhino, ledge as well. Thanks for coming, thanks for your time.
Thanks for inviting me, it's great to be here.
Thank you. Right, now, darts-wise, have you ever been? Do you play at all? Did the guys used to play?
I've never been. I've got a dartboard at home in the garage.
Have you?
Yes, so I have to go back a long way, but there's a real synergy between rugby clubs and darts, because back in the day, every rugby club had a dartboard, and every rugby club had a darts team or a crib team, and so I played a little bit back then, and then when I was in my early 20s, bought a dartboard out in the garage, moved house, never came back out, and then my eldest son who plays rugby,
That's Jack, right?
Jack,
yeah.
And they play darts regularly at the Rhinos now.
Oh, so, do they?
So he got a dartboard last Christmas, and
so he puts in the hours.
He plays a lot more than I do.
Right.
He's better than me, but
could you play back in the day? As in, could if I said to you at 20, we're going to find out in a minute. By the way,
we'll find out.
So don't lie.
No,
don't give it. Okay.
No, I'm not great, but
neither am I.
If I spend a bit of time, I get better.
Well, we had AP McCaw on another episode. I'm not kidding you, and people think that I'm lying. Within the space of 5-10 minutes, he went from throwing darts like that to literally like this. So improvement can be done quickly. And all this is, I like to call it a chuck and a chat. All we do, we have a little throw, and I grill you about your amazing career, and we have to mention Rob Burrow as well. Yeah. So when we do have a throw, just relax. You're not trying to impress anyone, but pick your weapons and we'll crack on, pal.
Yeah.
You can throw, mate. You can group them. It's all right.
Of a sort.
Not a disaster. Right. I'm gonna not do the whole kind of chat, if you like, chronologically, but I want to take you back to when you were 11 years of age. Wembley, 70,000 people, is that right?
Yeah.
That's astonishing.
Yeah.
The experience of that, when you're that young, you can't buy that.
No, that's the great thing about the sport, because they still do it today.
Do they?
They still, yeah.
And what is it? It's like the Leeds schools, is it? Or?
No, so before the Challenge Cup final, back then it used to be on a rotation basis. So depending on where you lived, gave you the chance to represent your town at Wembley as an under 11.
Right.
Now it's a schools competition, so the best schools work their way through, and the under 11s final takes place at Wembley before the Challenge Cup final. But we wouldn't have got there if it was a competition. But Oldham schools got through on the rotation, and it was the year that I was under 11s and qualified, and we played there back in '92 at the old Wembley, and before Wigan and Castleford final. Wigan won sort of 8 or 9 Challenge Cups in a row.
Yeah, they were dominating.
They were dominating, yeah, heavily dominating.
You changed a bit of that, didn't you?
No, not really. No, not really. But some of the heroes were playing for Wigan at the time. So your Dean Bell and your Ellery Hanleys and Martin Fires, some of the greats of the game were there. But as an 11-year-old, to sort of go and see that and experience it and understand, it was probably not until that day I understood that you could get paid for playing rugby and it could be a job. But back then you could sign professional. as a 11-year-old, 12
Right,
or 13-year-old. And what happened across rugby league, everybody decided they want to develop their own players, and junior systems were really important. So lads were getting signed at 11, 12, 13.
Yeah.
And, I think having experienced playing at Wembley as a young lad, to then start to field, or my parents were fielding phone calls, and there were scouts on the sidelines from being 11 and 12.
Yeah.
And you sort of realise pretty quickly that there's an opportunity to play professional sport.
Going forward from there, you sign with Leeds Rhinos, and you don't leave them. So 18 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time, and you kind of picked up accolade after accolade. But you must have seen the club change so much in that time, and rugby league actually.
Yeah. So I signed, and we were talking about professional clubs signing young lads. I was 13 when I actually signed.
Yeah.
And then from that moment, you start to get professionally coached. That's an advantage of being linked up with a professional club.
Yeah.
Because not everyone will get in it for a start. And then you start to get advice on nutrition and how you should be training.
Because you're a bit of a mess at the moment, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I know I'm getting ready for the next one, so I need to start to get myself in decent nick.
So you're not in shape?
I'm not far away.
Right.
I'm run fit, but I'm not marathon fit.
Yeah, but are you dart fit?
You tell me.
I'm more dart fit than you.
Yeah. So you sign this professional contract, and away you go. And I was pretty fortunate that I joined a club that hadn't won a major trophy for a long time.
Yeah.
And they were going through some big changes at the club. The club got bought out in 1996 by a couple of new owners who wanted to have a real push on the youth. And I made my debut as a 16-year-old, which was, as you can imagine, you're playing against blokes.
Of course, yeah.
And I played a couple of reserves games, but I'm thrown in. It was a day after I got my GCSE results.
Were they any good?
And, they were all right.
Did they make you angry?
Right. No, they were all right. But then you play against men, and you're in front of 12, 13,000 people.
Was the physicality that different?
Yeah, physicality, the pace.
Yeah.
Every aspect of it was up another level, and we're talking about those moments throughout my career, especially when I was younger. But that moment as a 16-year-old, realised mentally I weren't ready, and physically I weren't ready, and it meant then that next off season I had a real push.
But you realise that?
Yeah.
See, that I'm going to say most kids, because at the age of 16 we're kids, we're children. To realise that is a bit special anyway. But you've heard of Luke Littler, right? Yeah. He's a massive Warrington fan, I believe.
He is, yes.
Yeah, he loves his rugby league as well. But you at 16, he at 16 kind of hit the ground running. What pressures did you kind of feel then that he may be feeling now? But 16-year-olds are going to react similar.
Yeah, can I just say first of all that he has been a great supporter of MND.
Has he?
Yeah, for one of his tournaments.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he wore the badge on his sleeve.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And that was in honour of Rob. So fair play to him. It's great to have that support. And
brilliant.
He mentioned Rob in the build up to it, and rugby league's quite a caring family sport. So for him to do what he did was incredible. Yeah. And then you see the success he's had.
Yeah.
Almost gobsmacked, and in all that a 16-year-old comes onto this stage and does what he does.
What pressures did you have that?
Well, I think it's much more difficult now for a 16-year-old in today's
100%.
world.
Social media,
the social media, and the scrutiny that these guys face.
Yeah,
was different for me back then. And if you think I was in a team, so I've got teammates who I can chat to and bounce stuff off and get support from. Luke's on his own.
Yeah.
So the support network he has around him is going to be really important.
Yeah.
Because I had that because you're in a team.
Yeah, of course.
But I think it's incredible. What a talent.
It's ridiculous.
And, what a talent. So I can only... it's really difficult to put myself in his shoes.
Yeah,
because
of course. I get that. I get that now.
To see the stardom and everybody knows who he is across the world now. So
It's fantastic. I didn't know he had anything to do with MND. I think that's wonderful for a kid to actually understand.
Yeah, well,
but that's the reach that you've done.
Well, I think he's a big Warrington fan, and he's seen the work that the whole of rugby league, and I'm going to include rugby union in this as well. The whole that rugby has done, and there was an opportunity for Luke to support, and he did. So any way that awareness can be generated, and funds can be generated, and to help this community feel special and important is really important. And for a 16-year-old to have
he's 17, he's now 17.
Yeah.
There was a point that, do you think that you was like the best player? I know it's a team sport, but was there a better player on the planet?
Yeah.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
You answered that like...
No,
you answered that too quick.
No, because I got awarded the Golden Boot in 2012, which is best player in the world.
Yes.
But I wasn't.
Why?
I just wasn't. I just
say
wasn't.
You were.
I wasn't. I think to be able to have that tag, you needed to have won a World Cup or a big international series.
Okay.
And, Australia, for a number of reasons, were better than us.
Right.
And they had some better players than we produced and some better talent. So I wasn't.
Playing down success.
But it's a nice trophy to have at home.
Yeah, of course. Of course it is, yeah. Go on, have a throw anyway, come on. We just want to see you improve just by a little bit. All you got to do is, right, you see your little follow through there, it's a little stabby. Yeah. That's it, see with the last one.
Bit more.
You know when you kick...
It's like kicking.
You wouldn't do that, would you?
No.
You wouldn't end your foot there. I was going to say this is the way you should do it, but where I used to be able to kind of be confident, I'm now one of those that I kind of hope a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have to talk in depth about what you are doing for MND, motor neurone disease. It's become basically a lot of people that never knew rugby league, never knew Rob Burrow. I never had the pleasure of meeting Rob. What was he like?
Yeah, he was great. So there's a 2-year age gap. I'm 2 years older. As Rob started to come into the first team, I'd have been 20 and he'd been 18. We moved training grounds, and as part of that move, we ended up sat next to each other. So then for the next 15 years, we sat next to each other 300 days a year.
Wow. Was he a joy to sit next to or not?
He was a typical scrum half. So for those who've never played rugby or don't understand how rugby operates, but they tend to be the smaller type guys who've got plenty of that. Yeah. So very witty, quick, mischievous, funny.
He was quick, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. And he was a great teammate. Great to be around.
Right.
Always saw the positive side of everything. You know, you get beat by 40 or 50 and he'd still be upbeat in the dressing room after. And I know people deal with it differently.
Yeah, of course.
But it's important you have those characters in there because otherwise it gets pretty boring.
Yeah.
And I think you need them. And then if you look at him as an actual player on the field, like to be 5'4" and be able to do what he did in such a tough sport at times was incredible because
it's a brutal sport.
And he would come up with big moment after big moment, not in games when you were well in front. Yeah. In tight games, in big games, in cup finals when you needed something, he delivered it. He was one of those guys who would watch a film once and be able to recite the majority of it.
Right.
He was very good. Big Michael Jackson fan, so he was always singing Michael Jackson songs. Like always playing.
This sounds funny.
Yeah.
Was he good?
He was pretty good.
Useless.
No, he was pretty good. Like if ever there was a fancy dress or anything, the lads were going out, he'd come as Michael Jackson and then karaoke Michael Jackson. So
that's funny.
Yeah.
Now, all the challenges you've done. It was the Rob Burrow Leeds marathon with the iconic finish. You pushed him for the duration, then carried him over the line. It's become an iconic image, and I don't know anyone that's watched it that didn't absolutely blub for like the next week. What was that moment like for Rob? as well? Because
Well,
did he communicate with you at that point?
yeah, we were communicating with smiles. So if you think everything is taken away, he cannot move.
Yeah.
We had talked about communicating with moving his eyes, but at that point his eyes weren't working as they should, so it was smiles, which is a nice way to communicate with someone, by the way.
But it seems so brutal.
And there's a story not many people know, because I've not told it that often, but during that first marathon, we were really concerned about him. I had a couple of mates who were helping and were pushing or were supporting. And we had to stop a lot more than what we'd have liked.
Right.
It was hot. It was a really hot day in Leeds, and we started to get worried about him. And we were probably about 7 or 8k from the finish. And during that first marathon, there was another guy who's got MND who tried to do London the month before, got a flat tyre, and he was being pushed similar to Rob.
Okay.
So they had to pull out of London, but then got in contact and said, can we do Leeds? I said, yeah, of course you can. And what we found up until this last 7 or 8k, we kept passing each other. And we were moving quicker, but because we had to keep stopping and getting Rob out the chair, they would pass us. So we got to about 7 or 8k from the end, and they passed us again. And we had to stop with Rob and got him back in the chair and got him settled. And this is what a competitor he still was at this point. Right. So I said to him, this is your marathon. Are we going to come second on your marathon to the guy that keeps passing us?
Right.
And he looked at me and I said, so give us a smile.
Wow.
If you're going to go for this now. And I promise you we won't stop again. Give us a smile if you want to go for it. Big smile came on and we, the last 7 or 8k. And even then he had something in him. Oh yes, he weren't going to lose that day. And for him, you don't want to say winning and losing. It weren't winning and losing. It were a way of us getting him back safely.
Yeah, it wasn't
and quicker.
About that. It was.
But we talked about getting him out the chair and crossing the line together. Right. But at that stage, because of what it had taken out of him, it had been too much for him. And we'd only ever used the chair once before. We were in Leeds and we did a Leeds 10k together. Right. We loved it. And on the back of that I said, should we do the marathon? Yeah. And he was well up for it. Yeah. But we've winged a lot of things over the last 4.5 years with the challenges and just turned up and just gone, right, throw ourselves in and see where we end up. But he was...
So even to the end, he was just being as brave. Well, see, we call it brave. He was just being him. I think it's brave and in some regards like ridiculously brave. He was just being him.
Yeah, he was being him. And the bit that I would call brave and courageous is the bits where he opened his front door and let the cameras in and said, come and see what it's like to live with MND. They're the bits, because he's a shy guy, he's a family guy. Yeah. So I expected the toughness and I expected him...
To not drop his guard.
Yeah, the competitiveness of him. Yeah. Wanted the challenge, but the bit that was the private side of it, that was the bit where I've gone...
We're different behind our front door. We are. Yeah.
And he changed the landscape because he made it okay for those who have been vulnerable, for those who've been ashamed to come out the front door when they got MND, because people don't understand.
Well, if I'm honest, I knew nothing. And I like to think that I read enough stuff to try to not be absolutely clueless on everything. It was like, it was new to me I've heard of motor neurone disease, but I didn't know. So I'm more educated. And if it's me, then it might be some others as well. So a lot of good has come out of this, but also the amount of money that you've raised for the charity in itself, that's going to be ongoing for you. What's next? What's the next challenge?
Yeah, so
the seven in seven of the ultra marathons. Now, look at you, Jesus Christ. I think it's utterly ridiculous to even think that you can do an ultra marathon. Is anything over 26 and a bit miles on a day. Yep. You did just one a day for a whole week. Poor effort. Ridiculous. So are you going for something that's more difficult, or
well, it's very similar. So we've done 4 challenges.
Because you really enjoyed that.
It is good fun.
What?
It's good fun.
What?
It's good fun, right? When you play a team sport
Yeah, fair
for the
point.
amount of time I have,
Yeah.
and then you suddenly retire from it,
Yeah.
and then for those who retire from sport, and we all do it in different ways, it looks differently for different people, but you're lost for a little while. And
100%.
this gave me something to really go after and really throw myself out. Be back in the team, almost going on tour for a week.
Yeah.
And you're moving around. And
do you think this could be, sorry to interrupt, do you think this could be a bit of therapy for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because you must have had some real dark times with Rob.
Yeah,
Look,
absolutely.
I
think
you're a strong man, clearly mentally strong, but is your friend.
Yeah, it's certainly been some therapy for me, and that sounds really selfish.
No,
saying
it does not, because you're not being selfish.
But I would say the enjoyment, the awareness, the people I've met.
Yeah.
You know, on out those 4 challenges, and we've done 2 marathons in Leeds for Rob as well. But out of that, the people I've met have been incredible. And I'll give you an example. We ran, I can't remember which challenge it was, but we were running from Edinburgh to Manchester in a week. And as we passed through Halifax, there's a guy came out of his house, not been out of his house for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And his family brought him out. He's on a breathing apparatus, got MND, and he came out to see us. And there's moments like that stick with you.
Yeah.
Because throughout the day, while you're focusing on running and trying to get there safely in one go, you're taking on all these bits of emotion and kindness and generosity from people who are giving money and trying to support people their own and doing all sorts of nice things to support. So to carry that with you, and then you get to the end of the day and we're in a team and we're all sharing bits. Oh, do you remember meeting this guy? And this happened and that happened. And there's some memories from the last 4.5 years to do with the challenges that will stick with me forever, because they've been about influencing people, and some of the things we can't control. The money we raise we can't control. The awareness we generate we can't control. But
long may it continue.
But we can have a say and an influence in how we make people feel, especially the MND community. And we've tried to make that as positive and as happy and as celebratory as we can, albeit through running in some pretty horrible weather. Yeah,
but it's like you said, it's raising awareness and money. There's no negatives. There's no negatives here. Unfortunately, it had to come from the worst negative of all. Yeah. Did you end the last marathon coming? Was it Old Trafford?
Yeah.
What a reception! What a reception that was.
Yeah. So. That was the year we ran from Edinburgh to Manchester.
Oh, was it? Right.
And it coincided with the Rugby League World Cup being held at Old Trafford.
Right.
So, the only disappointment on that day was that England weren't in the final.
Okay, yeah.
But to walk into a stadium that myself and Robert had so many fond memories of playing grand finals there together. But to walk into that stadium with our team, who had a number of Man United fans who couldn't believe they were walking out at Old Trafford onto the pitch.
Yeah.
But to have that moment with 80,000 rugby fans all behind our team was just incredible.
I bet. Are you? You said you're kind of planning other stuff, but this is just ongoing, right? This is what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm in it now. I will do 3 more running challenges.
Right.
So takes us to that magic number 7.
Yeah.
It's all been about that number 7, and then after that, it'll be finding different ways to continue to raise money, to continue to raise awareness, to continue to support this beautiful community, because
it is a community now, isn't it? It really is. Yeah. You've got to get yourself in shape first. Anyway.
Yeah, I will do.
Right. Get away from Rob. It's been. I didn't know anything about him as a human, so I've learnt a lot as well. There will be links for everyone to donate for the MND charity, so we'll make sure that the loads of money gets raised. Good work. Good work. You kicked the winning points for the grand final, didn't you?
Yeah, there was still a bit to play on that one.
Right, okay.
So
apologies.
I wouldn't say it was it'd say in a right up.
Yeah. You were right on the sideline, weren't you?
Yeah, but
it's an awkward angle. I'm giving you all the credit.
No, thank you. There's moments in games where clearly in the last couple of minutes you had to kick.
Yeah.
You had to get the ball over, but I think as a goal kicker, you have to thrive in those moments. You have to embrace those moments. You have to want to have those moments, and I did. And all as much as I love playing in a team sport.
That was the time you're on your own.
It was a part where you go, right, everyone has to stop because this is my goal.
Yeah.
This is me to show the world that I can be pretty good at something.
You embraced that pressure?
Loved it.
Right.
Loved it.
Yeah, we differ like this. I just can't. Honestly, even when I used to play kind of at my peak of my powers, if I could avert pressure, I just would. I didn't want that pressure situation. Hated it. Even now, if anything happens, my back goes. Your current role is away from rugby league.
It is.
Actually, your last playing year was in rugby union, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Well, look, I'm assuming you went for a couple of quid, and good luck to you. You can smile, don't worry about it. We all know. What do you do? What do you do to wind down? I'm going to say you go to the gym or something, because I touched your tricep earlier. I just kind of went like that, and it was like, Jesus!
No, I don't.
It was like...
No, I don't lift weights anymore.
Do you not?
No.
That's poor. Look
I
at
do.
you.
I do a lot of circuit stuff, but I do my own chins, dips, old school boxing routines, if you like.
You don't know how similar we are.
Yeah.
So is this a daily basis?
I try and train every day.
Right. You make time.
30 minutes. I guarantee I will be able to do 30 minutes every day.
Right.
And if that means getting up at 4:30.
That's what I mean about you make time. So
I make time.
If you've got a busy day, you do it before you have a busy day.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I get it done, and then so I do a lot of walking with my wife.
Yeah. Dogs?
No. Just together,
just
chatting. I do a lot of running, as you'd imagine, but not crazy amounts, because as we're coming up towards the challenge, then the mileage kicks in. But just try and keep myself in decent shape so that I'm never too far away. I can get myself marathon fit or challenge fit in 4 to 6 weeks.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to say that's shorter, but you're in fine fettle as it is.
Thank you.
No, it's fine. So, Kev, you're going to play off 301.
Okay.
I'm going to play off 501. Not that I'm that much better than you. I finish on a double. You can finish on single, double, or treble. You to throw first.
Okay.
We've got point scorers here. So,
okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Right, go on then. I can't see how I can win. You've decided to play on the bottom of the board. 67. But why have you decided to do that?
Didn't want to hit one.
What? Oh. 100. I don't normally at 61st start. Getting all cocky, see? All of a sudden, 43. No. You're eating decent numbers here. I'm now going for big 20s. 100! Hark at me, look. I'll be back on tour if I carry this on.
Told you to get one.
But they're not bad darts. Forget the score. They're not 11. Forget the score. 11. Oh, Wayne. Oh, 100. This is a problem. Darts gets really boring after a while. You are so right to stick there. 79. What is Kev on?
101.
Kev's on 101. I'm on 201. Oh, 140. Stick it. Right, if you get treble 19, all right, 27. So he's on 74, right? I want 61. Oh! I proper went for it. Honestly, I was going to rub your nose in it, and if you'd let me, obviously. Right, 74. Right, go for whatever you fancy.
Not that.
That's not going to work, pal. Yeah, just any big treble. Oh, 6. That has put you in all kinds of trouble. I want 11, yeah? Is that right?
Yeah.
How do I want to do this? I blew it. Shall I blow it? I'm going to try and blow double one.
Okay.
Now, the reason I'm doing this, I did this a couple of weeks ago and I failed, but I feel like I can get it. Right, double one, ready? Hold on. Oh, that was so bad. Why do I do that? It felt wrong in the lips again. Right, what's he on?
68.
51. Whoa. Double 18 wins you the game. Up there, by the... Oh! What did he score? 68 left, 36, 32 scored. I've bust. Right, two single 18s and you win. No. Another 18. Oh, 5 left. 5 left. 31 scored. Right, now I've got to get it. I've done it again. I can't hit a single 9. Oh. You've got way more chance than I have. Right. Now I'm not gonna muck around here. Right. Turn around and shake his hand, Wayne. Shake his hand. Shake it. 9 scored. Go on, Kev. Big 5, pal. Go for the 20. Oh, you got it. I don't know why I feel like I want to muck around. Why do I want to do that? Right, stay there. Stay there. Double one, right? Oh.
Yeah.
Yes! I was only here. Well, you can't beat me from there, Kev. You got no chance, pal. Good fun.
Well done, mate.
Great fun. Kev, it's your time to shine. Been in teams all your life. This is you on your own. Right. Not me. Right. 9 darts. Score as many as you can.
Okay.
Adrian Lewis has got 290. You won't bother that end.
No, I don't think
Emma
so.
Payton has got 67. I think you will challenge that. Good luck.
Thank
9
you.
darts, pal. 9 darts. I'll keep score. $29. When it goes quiet, it's awful, isn't it? I don't like quiet, which is why I talk a lot.
You can keep talking.
All right, mate. Sorry. They are quality. I don't know how many he's got. Look at 95. I think they're probably the best 3 darts thrown in here since Adrian Lewis hit a 180. How long ago that was? And 43. Grand total of 167. You are just below me in the list. I scored 180. That was a brilliant effort.
Thank you.
Lovely 95. You got joy out of that.
The treble I did.
You cannot be inducted into Club 501 with me, Wayne Mardle, until you sign the Wall of Fame, please. Go on, your great big moniker there, pal. Thank you for watching Club 501, brought to you by William Hill. For all the latest episodes, all the latest competitions, and the fun to be had, please like and subscribe to the channel. Remember, over 18s only, please gamble responsibly.